Hey, homeschool parents. So, this video is for you if you fit one of these descriptions. I hate math. My son or daughter hates math, and so do I. Or maybe, hey, we feel way behind in this subject and don't really know what to do. Homeschool math can, especially in the high school years, can be one of the most frustrating subjects to parents because it's not their strong suit for most of them. And even if it is, it's something we've forgotten how to do it. It's too tedious and details to do now. And finding the solution to help do this is just so frustrating. So, what we want to talk about today is the three biggest mistakes that parents make when we're doing homeschool math, and more importantly, how to avoid those three big mistakes. So, and this all comes from us working. I mean, I've worked with homeschooling parents for I don't know how long, all over the place, and thousands of customers. And we just see the same mistakes over and over again, and those mistakes yield a lot of frustration. So let's dive into them. Mistake number one: you are teaching when you should be coaching. A coach doesn't have to know everything. A coach guides you to the tools and resources that you need to get the job done. Think about even a coach in some activity or some sport. The coach may not be the coach for everything. Think about football. The coach is the overall guide, it's the CEO, it's the strategy. They have individual coaches who are experts at the details. And that's where you need to think about yourself is you don't have to become an expert in mathematics or remember all the things that you have one time forgotten, which is what a lot of people do. They feel frustrated. They feel like they need to go back and remember and refresh on everything that they at one time had. Unfortunately, at the same time, you've got people that are in sports activities and you're driving around. You may have multiple children involved and you are busy. So trying to fit all this into your own schedule becomes quite a bit of challenge. So the solution to this, to be the coach instead of the teacher or the explainer, if you will, is to use a program that does that, such as a video-based program where they have access to both a textbook that they can put their hands on, online resources, videos, that they have everything they need to guide them through the course. And then now you as the parent can look over their shoulder, look beside them, and help them plan what to do without having to be in the middle of all of the doing. And for many of us in high school, we've been used to teaching our kids more detailed, more actually teaching, and letting go of some of that is a challenge, but it's also a mistake not to, because the goal is here. You want your children to be able to learn, right? Is we're looking up, as for instance, right now I'm teaching people how to use AI tools that are engineers. And you know what? They're engineers. They're highly paid. They're doing their job, but they are still having to learn because things are changing so rapidly. It's something that we need to continue to instill in our kids, that you're always going to be learning. So video-based courses walk you step by step through the process, and you can be the coach helping them use the course, helping them get set up on the course, helping hold them accountable for doing the course. But let the teaching be done by somebody who that's what they do. So that's mistake number one, teaching when you should be coaching. The mistake number two that we see is choosing a curriculum that's just a textbook. Now, nothing wrong with textbooks, obviously. They've been around for a long time, but many programs throw a textbook at you and say, go at it. That's not what they're really saying, but that's the message. Here's the textbook, here's the resources, boom, we will ship it to you. And, that actually can work for some students, but for most, they're missing so much. It's just not enough if you're not the math expert, and neither is your child, because they're reading context on paper and they're not really seeing it explained. And in particular, they're not seeing the concepts explained, not how to work this problem. That's one issue, and you can sometimes do that in a book relatively well. But in context, what does this look like in the real world? Can you explain the concept really well? And that just sometimes takes explaining. Visuals, voice, all at the same time. We've seen a lot of parents burn out trying to use textbooks that don't really support, and I'll even go further than that, textbooks or programs that don't really support them and their students. You need a curriculum and a plan to succeed. This is the beauty of what we do at the university, if you want to think there's any beauty in it, is we have a plan by experts of how to get people to succeed from point A to point B, whether it's the plan of the whole degree program or the plan in a particular course. We'll get you through the material because we know the path that you're trying to go down, and we keep up with that. That's why, but one of the reasons that we've built into our course, some relaxed real world video lessons. We have some grading guides to help the student and or the coach. Right, sometimes many coach parents will let the students do most of the grading themselves, and that probably works out fine. The assignments and tests are in there, and of course, email support. That's one thing. We love getting email support. It's really great for us to see. Our support team here can tell what people are struggling with. Sometimes it allows us, for our products anyway, to go in and create additional videos where we say, hey, there's a sticking point here. There's a challenge that multiple students are hitting. But whatever the case is, we like helping people get unstuck, because that's what it is. You get to a problem point and you're like stuck, and I don't know how to get past this point. You as the coach, back to the last point, you as a coach can encourage them to reach out to the resources that they need to do that. In our case, that's email support. So just a textbook alone, can it work? Yes. Is it the best solution? Not usually. So that's the mistake we see, is just trying to pick up a textbook, and the thing that I've heard people say, we're just grinding through it. We're just grinding through, trying to get through it. So don't grind through it. Don't do that. Mistake number 3 is pushing forward too fast without a foundation. Now, we see this mistake in homeschool, private school, public school, everywhere. Just let's keep moving forward. The goal is we are in grade 9 and we need to push forward. We have these little check boxes. We got to get algebra, geometry, algebra 2 and trig and calculus, or whatever the plan you have is, and you feel like I need to go check these boxes to do that. It doesn't work that way, right? It's like trying to check the boxes of learning how to play piano. I just got to get through this one lesson, and by the end of this, I will really be able to play a song or two. No, you actually have to understand. You actually have to be able to use your fingers and play the notes, play the chords, and you've got to practice having done that. You can't just plow through things, and that's how most things in life certainly are. Sometimes there is a rush to stay on track, and I would say in high school, it goes from sometimes to often a rush to stay on track, and parents push their kids push the parents, kids push themselves, right? They're just trying to get done to a point that they think they need to be for college or for graduation or just to be done. That leads to burnout, tears, frustration of all levels, and maybe more importantly, that leads to a loss of confidence, because you lose confidence of not being able to get through the problems. Confidence is gained by past successes. Now, a success would be, I struggled with some math concept, I got to the videos, asked for support, I got help, I got past it, now I gain confidence. I took a concept, I mastered it, now I gain confidence. And you start to lose confidence when you feel like there's no path out. So Our algebra course, our geometry course, our algebra 2 and trig course, and our calculus course are all designed to be flexible. You can split it in 2 years if needed. You can slow down, you can speed up, and some do speed up, because getting it right is what matters. It's not just plowing through. So pushing forward to the third mistake is pushing forward too fast without a foundation. We see this all the time coming into the university. Students that have all checked off all the boxes but don't really understand what they did. So look, you don't have to make these mistakes. You just need a better system. Go be the coach. Take some pressure off of you. Take some pressure off the student. Allow them some tools that they can have some flexibility to what they do. Use a course that teaches you and your student, and support your student in doing this. So if you'll check out, we'll post here links for the content that we teach: algebra, geometry, algebra 2 and trig, calculus. We also have courses in personal finance and career planning for those students that are getting ready to graduate, where we're trying to help them map out a path. They're all designed with a college professor view in mind. That's what I do, but they're made for homeschooling families like yours and like ours. So you've got this. You've got this. You can do this. We're here to help you. All right. Till next time. Thank you for your time.